Welcome everyone to Amateur Hour Commentary. We are here for another night of the GSPL 2v2 Knockout Tourney. Joining me is Titch, 1987. What's up, dude? You're coming off of a nice win, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't a bad game yesterday.
Not bad. It was a stellar game. Very fun to watch. But tonight we got Get Help and Steath Killers.
Yeah, which
it's a
from my understanding, there's a story behind Steath. Yeah, apparently there's an inside joke on the misspelling of stealth. I don't know what that is. I didn't get the full details on that one.
No, I don't think they shared it, unfortunately. So we're kind of left pondering.
Yeah,
Karen says thanks to a Karen, you guys got that win.
Well, I wouldn't say it was all thanks to a Karen. It was definitely a team effort. I definitely caused a couple of wins for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a team effort. I liked a lot of the strategies you guys used, but that was the slowest I've ever seen you move, man. The slowest I've ever seen you move. You guys were really taking your time.
I think people just forget what it was like when we played in league plays. It's different than casuals, right? So
it's always different. It's always different, yeah.
Because I mean, like CMG, I remember semifinals when we played CMG. They were pushing us quite hard, and we just held on a lot of the maps, right? Even on attack, they were pushing up on their defense a lot. So, we played a little slow then. But again, people probably used to see me play publics and it'll be a little different, right?
Yeah, because you never know how the other team's going to react, and it's not like you're going to be going against the same team all the time. Sometimes players drop and the new ones come in, so the environment changes. But let's go over, if people forget, since this is only the second night that we're casting the 2v2, let's go over a little bit what the rules are here. We got a 2v2 where we got 16 teams, so there's going to be 8 matches this week, and the next week we got the quarterfinals, then we got the semifinals, then we got the finals. The only restrictions are 1 jammer, 1 sensor. First to 6 wins, but if it's tied and the next win would put you to 6 and they got 5, that means you got to win by 2. But it only goes to max to 10. So if you keep going back and forth and it's 9-9, the next team that wins everything. So there is a limit. Other restrictions, you can't double crouch for the jammers, and you also can't put it in a place that is unshootable. So those are things to keep in mind. And there are not going to be any map repeats. So that's essentially what you're getting in this 2v2 tournament. In the bracket, TNA is moving on. And Buenos Verdes, right there in the 5th. I know this is going to be kind of hard. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I can move it here. Here, let me just shift it over a little bit like this. There you go. We'll just shift it over. Yeah. Forget the rest of the bracket. So we know that Buenos Verdes is moving on.
Yeah.
And TNA is moving on.
Yeah, which is interesting because you see who we play next, right?
Yes. Yeah. It'll be a little bit of
it's gonna be a fun match. It's gonna be a fun match either way. That Blue Collar Boys and Legionnaires turn out, because if Legionnaires win, then obviously we get to play Jesse, which is gonna be in itself fun. And then Blue Collar Boys is Drywall and Maverick. So even if they win, it's gonna be fun regardless. So.
Yeah, they're a blast. So you guys are going to have some stiff competition going into the quarterfinals anyway. But tonight we actually have Steath Killers, which on here it says Stupid Sexy Flanders and teammate against Get Help, but they're called the Steath Killers. So just keep that in mind. And whoever wins this is going to be going up against either the Ace Blockers or Germans in Leather Pants, who for some reason, I don't know why, but I had them prepared tonight. And then they're not till Sunday. Yeah. So yeah, whoops, my mistake. But very cool lineup. Can't wait to see what the quarterfinals look like. It's going to be stiff competition regardless. And these are really fun. So tell us a little bit about the difference between a full squad and a 2v2.
So as far as the playstyle goes, people generally are playing a little slower. Watch the corners a little bit more. People are gonna hide a little bit. It seems like the less people you have, the more like there's like the probability, like the less people you have, the hiding probability increases.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Fewer
yeah,
people to make mistakes. So like if there's less people on
yeah,
the field, you're going to see a lot fewer bodies. And I noticed that there was also an attempt to try to pinch you guys on docks. So they ended up splitting 1-1, and that was actually their demise because you guys picked them right off based on the angle.
yeah, we had good positioning on that one. All right, but game number one, we're gonna start off
Monaco.
in district.
Yeah, fuck it, let's go up.
Utilities, obviously, you saw last in the game yesterday. Utilities were absolutely huge.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of teams' third and fourth player, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Oh boy.
Did you break the audio?
No, I just had it on monitor.
Yeah.
You going up that way?
So stupid sexy Flanders and the Raptor. Again, like I said, we see the slow pushes.
Sure. I'm gonna go around back of this thing.
You definitely need to stick together in this play style, though.
Yeah, covering each other's backs is imperative, and it does look like they've at least got to the top part of the market. But pushing down this way from Sniper Alley can be dangerous. Entering the market location might be dangerous, but based on where Get Help currently is, actually wouldn't be a terrible position to push at this point.
You coming with me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Get Help. Gonna sit in the very back.
Ah, fuck.
And I feel like
Coming out of here.
a push from the back
Glass protect us
would have been better.
Jammers over here.
I like it helps positioning though, because they did place the jammer in that alleyway behind the door, so it's going to take a lot of effort for Steath to do anything. Here we got Raptor down. He does get revived. Grenade misthrown, hits the door frame. Now they're stuck back inside the market.
Yeah, but they can actually go and get that jammer because it's
I'm gonna put a
behind the
sensor. I got a flash.
It's in the stairwell to the upstairs.
Let me flash him.
It's not being covered.
That's correct. They could get it, but even still, trying to get the hack live initially could pose a challenge, as we see stupid sexy Flanders getting dropped. Raptor getting the revive, but grenades coming in, doing the damage.
Hostile down. One remaining.
Good
And
shit.
Olive finishing things up
I got
and
fucking
taking
flash. I
win
couldn't see
number
shit
one
and then
here
I get
on
down.
District. Get help. Not
It
needing any
fucking
help
worked.
in that round.
No. Game number one in the bag.
Oh,
So
goodness.
first to 6 wins is the number that we're looking for, but you have to be at least winning by 2, so that's a minimum of 6-4, or at the worst, I should say 6-4. After that, you just keep playing until you're up 2 or you reach 10.
All right. And if we look at the stats there, it looks like Get Help was, well, Olive. I'm just going to call him Olive because saying Olive is strange. Olive coming in with 2 eliminations and 1 revive. So pretty much carrying the team in that round. The Raptor and stupid sexy Flanders, I might just call them Flanders for short. They both got a revive apiece, but really couldn't do much else other than that. So yeah, heavily in favor of Get Help. And I wonder where the origin of that name came from. Because clearly they don't need it.
Got Killer Cam coming in with the
"28 months. God bless you, sir."
Much appreciated. Welcome back.
All right, we're going to be going back into district.
Good lord. 10 gifted subs.
Oh yeah.
Jeez Louise, Bubba Cheese. So we're going to see actually a mirror match. We always love these because you get to see both teams defending the same area and then see if they do it a little bit differently. And it's a little bit fair, a little bit more fair in some regards because some spawns are better than others. We'll see if Steath plays the same game or if they play a little differently. It does look like they're doing a similar setup, not quite exactly the same.
Found you. Coordinates for 2 firewall access points uploaded to your device.
Yeah, I'm very close to you.
Firewall destroyed. Laptop location pushed
It's
to
pretty
your
much the
device.
same fucking spot.
The approach looks like it's going to be a little bit different from get help.
I'm going up. Right,
Yeah, they're not
gonna
going up
go
towards
up.
construction,
right there.
or so it seems.
You're going down, right?
Yeah.
In fact, this might be better because now they can actually play the main street, which gives them a little bit more flexibility and movement.
Clear.
I don't see anything at scaffolding.
Or
There's
peeking
a
scaffolding.
goddamn gun too.
Pushing.
That's funny. They get the
Slow
same fucking
push, but
spot.
plenty of time stacking up for that double fire.
Oh, I'm getting the down on Raptor. A trade off.
He's in your
Oh,
left.
the grenades.
I dropped. Oh.
Olive gets eliminated by Flanders completely.
You didn't see
Damn.
him poked out.
Blazing Dead Man pushing up to his
Inadequate.
demise, and it looks like
Alright, 1-1.
Steath Killers are walking away with a win on this one. So an even split here on District, 1-1.
Good way
Both
to
teams
start
looking
off.
very it's both teams looking very strong on defense. But that's how you kind of want to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It looks like Flanders gets the 2 eliminations there, so he takes home the MVP award on that round. Not much happening on the Get Help side. But we always say District is kind of one of those maps where, you know, it's heavily in favor of the defense. Not always the case, but in a lot of cases.
It was interesting because Olive had the down, but they traded off with the sexy Flanders there. And yeah, there was no attempt to go for the revive. Like I saw the grenades rolling out, and I guess I don't know if he just assumed that was it. Man, like game over or what? But
Well, I was thinking something similar along the lines of your match last night when, you know, on Bunker, when you had gone down in that exchange across the way. You had gone down, but Karen decided not to get the revive. Now, granted, it wasn't absolutely necessary. You're kind of in cover, but instead he decided to take the shots, which in the end it worked out. But I was wondering,
Yeah.
like, you know, in situations like that, would it, because he was in such good cover, he had plenty of time to actually get the revive, but he contested instead. And I'm wondering if that was a similar situation here where he was like, it's better to contest than turn around, expose myself, and try to get the revive than just to continue to push forward.
no, see, in that situation, Ack had turned around. He missed his dart.
We did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He missed the revive dart, which is why I was down for so long. And at that point, he
Gotcha.
was committed to go because he couldn't come back to do manual revive because it would have took him out of cover. So he had no choice but to do the fight. And then we both of us didn't realize that the first one had gone down. So when he was in the gunfight with the second one, it looked like he docked out of position and behind the barrels. And that was like,
Aha.
oh, this is a perfect time to revive. And then the match just ended, and we were both so confused.
Okay. That kind of explains things now because you were muted most
Yeah.
of the time. Your microphone had died or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, you know, we only had comms from a Karen when it did occur. But speaking of Bunker, here we are on Bunker. Blue half for defense. Get help starting off here. They're going to try to hold this back corridor, it seems, which is quite wise. They do have the box room
Access point locations
in the adjacent office.
Firewall.
They're going to use their utility quite wisely here as Steath killers start pushing towards mid.
Which way do you want to go? I think we should maybe come from the right. No,
Ain't nothing wrong with a little moonshine, Killer Cam.
it's gonna be tough. I gotta fucking.
No, I'm not drinking moonshine.
It does sound delicious, though.
Blow the
Oh my
back door
gosh.
off
Peach
the
cobbler moonshine.
He's gonna have to be careful
flashes
here.
again.
Oh, C4 on the door.
Raptor peeking.
You're probably down. To
Apple
the
pie
right.
moonshine is where it's at, too. I love apple pie moonshine.
Do you want to
That
get
and peach
inside the
cobbler.
room?
Those are the two that I've only had. Only two that I've had. They are both delicious.
I wish we would have taken.
Delicious and nutritious.
We should start taking
Moonshine.
one of us.
Ready?
Hold on. I'm gonna go around this side.
I like
don't
how
see
they're
them
trying to
back there.
cover all angles here. Make sure that they're not going to get flanked. See if they can pick anyone off early on. Catch them off guard. But
Down the left by the entrance to the
yeah,
box.
they got
room.
plenty of time. They are going to have to double stack. Get that double fire going.
Oh,
What's up,
what
punishment?
You got a sensor behind me.
Punishment.
Ooh, they
Keep an
got a
eye on
C4.
Killer Cam for us. Go watch that guy. I'm surprised nobody's peeked out from behind there for those blue barrels.
They're very patient. Right now,
There's my C4.
excuse me, get help is sitting in wait. Like, they're using the time effectively. A shot by Olive gets the Raptor down and gets the elimination. Flash, I think, going out, but Flanders gets dropped. Just like that, Blazing Demon and Olive
I brought C4.
getting the victory here.
I thought they
Losing
said
Dead
we were
Man.
going to.
Did I
you
say
said
demon?
bunker.
I knew I was
going
gonna
to.
Dude, I knew I was going to say that too. I mean, he is kind of a demon. So it's not it's not completely inaccurate. So they are sharing an elimination there, one apiece. Yeah, man, we got get help up 2-1, and we're gonna be heading back into bunker. Steath killers gonna take their chance on defense. We'll see if they can get similar results as we saw in the first map on district. I wouldn't say that this is more a defensive heavy map. I guess you could argue that, but we've seen many of the locations being breached that we originally thought were fairly impenetrable.
I feel like in a 2v2, the defense is always going to be at an advantage. Just because of the spots and the pinches that you can get. And you gotta remember, like in a 4v4 in a map, it's much easier to come across people, right? So in a 2v2 situation, when people are hiding, like you know it, you can peek around a corner and they could be there, right? You open the door to a room, somebody could be hidden in a box. Like the play styles of a 2v2 are much different than a 4v4. So
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But I also think it
it's-
depends on the map, though, because when you guys got that defensive spawn on docks off the boat, I mean, that's so many different
Yeah.
angles that you could
That's what I'm
possibly
saying.
get hit from. So, I mean, tucking yourselves in a corner, it definitely worked. But yeah, I agree. You have to play it very, very differently in a 2v2. You know, you don't have the luxury of picking a couple of people off and having more people on your back. You know.
Oh, my gun just shut off. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, fuck. Okay, it's back.
Okay, let's come back here.
Yeah.
You cover right, I cover left.
This is a defensive positioning I was thinking about yesterday. We never did, obviously, but it was definitely on the list. Taking a look, get help. By the way, did you see the
Going down.
Yeah, let's go down.
the defensive position that they had on this map, like with the
Yes.
laptop down here? When was the last time you saw that?
So you definitely don't see that sort of thing in a standard 4v4 because the flank possibility isn't there. but as they were setting out their utility, I was suspecting they would get a flank because that would notify like what direction you guys were coming from, and they just go in the opposite direction. And they did exactly that.
Yeah, I knew they were gonna come behind. I told Actu to watch. But yeah, it was just such a surprise.
Nothing. Just take the fans.
It helped taking their time. Steath killers, though, doing the same thing Get Help did on defense. They are being patient, sitting in their defensive positions, waiting for Get Help to make the error.
Concussion right here.
Alright. I hear the jammer.
Watch out.
Check those angles. We do have Flanders going for a bit of a peek here. Might be a mistake on his part, but they are aware of what direction they're coming from, and there's some engagement. Flanders forced to retreat, seeing a little bit of red. Blazing Deadman downing the Raptor. They're coming up from behind. Here comes Get Help.
One remaining.
Flanders left all alone.
He's coming on your blaze.
Oh, he's getting ready to peek.
Flanders bouncing a
Still on
couple
the
of Betties around the corner. Gets a shot. Gets Blazing Deadman down. Grenades coming in. Missing their mark. He is seeing red. Flanders take a position behind the box.
Should I blind fire?
Yeah, he's right
Olive's on cams too, so he should have a pretty good.
there. I think he's
Going for the blind fire. Another bouncing Betty coming around the corner. Easily evaded. Flanders
You have a jammer hidden?
waiting for an opportune moment.
the blue barrels.
There's the peek. Tries to draw gunfire. He does get a couple of shots on. Don't push. Don't push. Be patient. Play the time, Flanders.
Backing up.
Oh, he's so red.
You can see he was shaking his gun a bit of a tracking issue. But yeah, now he's seeing a lot of red. He can't peek. He's got to wait to heal.
1 minute remaining.
He's walking up. He's at the.
Oh, he fucking got me.
Oh no,
Oh,
Flanders not able to get the upper hand on Olive, who is going to take the win here and Get Help go up by 2.
Better.
He had 1 minute left. Yeah, he was still red as he poked. Unfortunately, poked still red, ended up getting taken out.
Solid
good stuff.
freaking play, though. Yeah, very solid play. Blazing Deadman and Olive both getting elimination apiece. And, of course, Flanders getting the only elimination for Steath Killers. Steath Killers. I just want to say Killers. Speaking of killers, Killer Cam gifting some more subs. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Willie Teabagger gracing us with his presence. Thank you so much for being here, brother. And Get Help really showing up tonight, man. Looks like they are in favor of going into the quarterfinals here. They need 3 more wins to move on. But Steath Killers are going to have to make some changes in how they hold up their defense and play their offense. Right there, I think that, splitting up the way that they did,
Yeah.
they set up their utility. Here's the thing. They set up their utility in relatively decent spots. They should have used their utility as an indication of where they were coming from and stack up. So when they figured out what direction Get Help was coming from, I think, in my opinion, Flanders probably should have moved back towards Raptor and doubled up there and stacked up and double fired on the laptop location rather than trying to play one solo. I think that's where the error
Yeah.
was, because Flanders did peek. He gave away his position. And with the assumption that GitHub probably had was, okay, they're split. We can at least take one out, and then we'll have the
Yeah.
upper hand.
Yeah, because then it puts you in a 2v1 situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're not going to be able to get the revive in time. It starts to spiral out of there. But I mean, they did end up in a 1v1 situation. And then I think it was just Flanders was just still too red when he poked out. And then the pre-fire comes out.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Right? I think you just need to hold it.
We're going to defend the same room. We're going.
Where we
I
go?
need.
The same room?
Yeah, I'll
Nigel
tell you
with
where to
the
place
Bree
your,
coming on in. Yo,
sensors
what
so I
up?
can see him one scout.
Today's marching orders.
One second.
Protect
Because
the
they're
Yeah, we're
running
on
ninja,
hotel.
and I already kind of expect that.
with your life. Piece of cake, right?
Not a favorable position for get help, but in a 2v2, it might play out a little bit differently.
Firewall access point
So this, as you can see, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one with the TV2, right? Because they're holding bedrooms,
No,
but
go ahead.
you don't normally have that
I'm looking on the
crossfire
cameras right now.
Mm-hmm.
that you would.
Sounds like they're doing double rooms. God damn it.
Flanders using
Yeah, they're-
Eagle Eye.
The right hand side of the double rooms where you can.
And
put
here's the
camera.
thing with Eagle Eye, right? Especially here
No
on
camera in
hotel.
there, though.
How valuable is
you got a
Eagle Eye in
sensor?
a situation like this where you can assume that they're going to be tucked away in some room? I mean, how likely is it you're actually going to see someone on those cams?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could use it to
Did you put your sensor?
maybe spot, like, from the back hall
I don't
if
see
there's
it.
anything
Oh, there it
fishy.
is. All right. Well, I got flashes and frags.
I think with knowing where the laptop
Watch
is, they've
watch
got an
C4.
indication
Hold
of
on,
where
let
they
me
need to
go
go, but how are they going to approach this? Like you said, there's not going to be this
There's ammo in
standard
this room,
crossfire that
isn't
you
it?
see from the white rooms. They
Did you open that
technically only
door?
have to breach one of those rooms, but they're not going to have that peak advantage, whereas get help, I mean, they only have to fixate on one door.
Well, that's what I mean. In a situation, I think it... I don't
You
know.
have a sensor there, which is troublesome.
Because normally in the situation, you couldn't push up to the rooms because the other rooms got to have your door covered. And you're sort of covering each other's door. But they're not going to have this, which means you're going to be able to have Steath be able to get
Is there a
up
camera
to
in
the
that room, you
door
think? No, I don't think there is, eh?
when you normally wouldn't be able to without getting shot at, like, first. So I feel like this is a better... It's better for Steath than it is
C4. Okay, it's open.
for get help.
We throw flashes and we run in. Flash, grenade, flash,
Well, they're
grenade,
going
run.
to pinch this
Or
room
flash,
regardless,
grenade,
approach from
grenade,
different
flash,
angles.
run.
Morse code.
No, I just don't want to get killed by my own grenade, so
See
I'm
if
going to
it
do a
works
flash
out.
to
See if
blind
they can
them.
bank a couple
2
of utility
grenades,
off of the
and then
door.
I'm going to flash again and go. We're going to run in, okay?
Okay.
Well, flashes, grenades going in. All utility.
Flash. Oh, my last flash. fucking
Missing one. They
blinded
do
me.
get elimination. He flashes himself. Poor Flanders. But regardless, they're able to breach and get the elimination.
Oh, did it one of those double crouches?
God.
You got it? Oh, nice.
I mean,
Work. Fucking
bit of a
blinded myself.
mistake, a misthrow
If I
by
was a real
Flanders,
operator,
but
I'd
I think he just blinded everybody.
Yeah, the unfortunate blind there.
Good win. You know, you called that one. Definitely favored Steath in that situation with
Yeah.
the utility going out. Very good use of it, by the way. Very accurate throws of the grenade. And I also think the initial flash that went in worked out very, very well. So they are now only down by one.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. Like, I think that in that situation, you're more of a disadvantage put in that room, just because you wouldn't be able to get up that close, and from the other side, you're gonna have something from the other room. Somebody's gonna be throwing grenades out from the other room to help, protect it. Some blind fire that kind of helps stop people from getting up to those doors. But once they're up to the doors and you have your utilities, I think that was gonna be it. So it was played well. It was played right.
So Raptor and Flanders both sharing an elimination. No revives necessary. That game went rather quick. We're going to go back to Hotel, and we're going to see if Steath Killers can hold their defense. We'll see if we get a mirror match and if we get similar results. By the way, Karen, thank you from earlier letting me know about the ticker. That was the one thing I forgot to update. By the way, guys, just as a reminder, this is a 2v2 knockout tournament. It is kind of our road to season 13. We have a tournament. We brought the NA division back to GSPL. AHC is going to be moderating and managing the NA division. And we are hoping that by the end of this, we get a whole bunch of returning teams coming back playing. We got some really cool rules set up. Just be sure to go over to the Discord, join the GSPL Discord, and you'll be able to see those rules up. Hopefully in a couple of weeks. We're going to let this tournament run its course first. For the most part, until we get to like the semis or the finals.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think they're gonna open up the registration a little bit earlier than the end of this, but yeah, they're getting the Discord all prepped and ready and everything for it. So,
well, unlike It Helps, Steath Keelers are pushing out, playing aggressive, taking control of the midfield. Let's see if it works out as Get Help start making their way towards the middle of the map.
Night Killer, thanks for stopping in, man.
Yep.
Good placement of that motion sensor. You now have an idea of what side of the hall they're going to be holding. Now remember, they only have use of one motion sensor, so where he placed it is critical in this situation, because if he had missed the mark, that is it. They don't have any other motion sensors.
They're looking right at this door. Ready to double shoot? Or you're in the middle? He's out in the middle, to my right.
Shots fired, Blazing Dead Man getting the Raptor down. Nice shots. Oh my gosh. Flanders going in, putting Deadman back down, but Olive able to pick that up, and there is a self-revive. But it didn't matter. Raptor gets dropped, and Get Help maintains their lead.
I think he might have shot him through the wall there, though.
Now, hard to say, because he did self-revive. But regardless, Get Help looking really good here. They are 2 points away from getting the victory. And first to 6. And real quick, Olive getting 2 eliminations, 1 revive, and Flanders getting a revive for his teammate Raptor. And looks like we're going to be heading to office next. Again, no repeats in the maps, so we won't see bunker, we won't see district, and we won't see hotel again. There are plenty of maps to go around.
Yeah, they're still picking the map, actually.
I'm sorry, what was that?
They're still picking the map, actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know, actually,
office would be a good choice. Okay, yeah, because office would be a good choice in this situation. I think both teams are going to fare fairly well. I want to do a couple other shout outs. I didn't do this last night, so my mistake. So just a shout out to GSPL. You know, everybody knows that we are partnered with them. Those guys have been running 12 seasons long. That's an incredible feat. Not many people can say that they've been able to accomplish that. I also want to give a shout out to aimmods.com. Aimmods, they create wonderful attachments for your aim controller. And on the eve, kind of distant eve, but eve of PSVR 2, I know that there are some plans and some designs being formulated for those Sense controllers that are going to be coming our way. I've seen a couple of other designs from other companies, but you know, I don't know them. I know AIM Mods, and I trust AIM Mods. So if you guys want to check out the stuff that they have, go to aimmods.com for sure.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
On office.
Ping pong table to start.
Mm-hmm.
This is not going to be nearly as terrifying as it would be on a 4v4, I don't think. But Get Help.
Yeah, I feel like this one you could absolutely cheat and go to
So the laptop is in the courtyard in the middle.
The
And they're underneath us right now, Raptor. So back up and I'll tell you where to put your motion. Go left now. Go left. Go turn around 100%. That direction. Keep going. Keep going.
Now, Eagle Eye is being perfectly used by Flanders here. They can see where they're
Yeah,
posted
they're a
up.
bit
It's definitely in
further
that
down than
back
that.
hall. Now, how they're going to approach this is the
Yeah,
question. Do
might
they
be able
go
to go
down the
there.
stairs
Try
closest
putting it
to
right-
them?
right
Do they go
there
down the
at your
lobby
feet.
stairs? Do they go down the far end stairs and try to
Okay, so there's
shoot
one
across
looking
mid?
at the stairs by the glass room.
Either
and there's
way,
one looking at the
however they
far
approach this,
stairs.
they're going to have to go as a pair
On
and
the other
not
side
split
of
up.
the opening from you. They're
Where
just
I always look. This is
yeah.
where I
Yeah. Nobody's covering the double stairs, I guess. I think the best way to go down might be to go across the opening and down the stairs that are hidden, and then push them. I'm gonna put my sensor out too. Oop, that's a fucking flash. I don't have a sensor.
Only one, my friend.
Fucking rules.
Let's do this.
Flanders forgot that there was only running one sensor. He's like, I gotta go put down my other sensor. And I was waiting for it too because I ran away. I was like, wait a minute. Raptor put his down. You should only have
Are
one.
you picking up on your sensor periodically or what?
Not anymore. No, he's off of it now.
I think they have taken the wise choice in playing the long range gunfight here, and rather than trying to go down that stairwell. See if this turns out well. Raptor does get caught going into the zigzag though.
A revive.
He's
So
got
for the
good
pot
cover there.
shots
He's looking
missing,
at me,
Flanders seeing a bit of red. But so
though.
is
Dark
Dead
revive
Man.
if you go down. Where's the other one? Is there an eagle eye right there in front of you?
Yes, there is.
Alright, let me move over. Look out.
And somehow, Flanders is able to make it across safely. He gets back on Eagle Eye.
Are they?
Stop looking.
Okay.
Squat.
You want me to squat?
No. This is a bad spot with 2 people.
Oh, one's over on this side. Yeah, I'm gonna come over there and squat with you. Or let me run
Flanders
across.
evading once again. He does have his eyes set on that laptop. If they had a couple of smokes, they could possibly push the laptop, but I don't know if they're running that utility. They've been running flashes.
I got one.
Sexy Flanders getting all of down.
Oh,
Deadman does get the
headshot.
revive, but he's dropped once again. He's only got that one revive dart. He's going to be in the
Wanna push
downstate.
him?
Now would be a good time for Raptor to push the laptop while Flanders holds off Deadman. I almost called him Demon again. Instead, Flanders is going to play the aggressive push here. He does come up,
down.
gets dropped though. It's a nice even trade, but they've been running self-revive. Raptor gets his teammate
Eagle
up,
hack.
and this could be it for Steath Keelers.
He's over here.
Yeah, that is it. Steath getting another point on the board. Keeping the game within one.
Yeah, there is.
Visual on the left. 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, there it is.
They've got it.
The hack was
Very, very well played by the Steath Killers. You know, I was worried about Flanders pushing up there. He's lucky he got that trade as he pushed that corner, man. Because if he had pushed it any differently, a little bit slower, and didn't have the accurate shots, that could have spelled some serious trouble for them on that round. Instead, I would have suggested just keeping keeping Flanders to get the cross while Raptor go for the hack on the laptop. But you know, to each their own.
Raptor had him busy too, right? So he was worried about the shots coming in from Raptor. He's covering that angle, and which allows Flanders to be able to push up like that. So I can see why they would do it. I mean, they're trying to go for the kill rather than the hack, right? Once you get the kill, then the hack's free. So I don't necessarily blame them for doing it that way, as opposed to trying to go for the hack. I think it was played well. Keep him busy with one, and sneak up and pop around. He had, it was good.
But
I think the play was
with
good.
so I agree with that mentality. Yeah, getting the elimination equals a free hack, especially with the laptop being as close as it was. Hold on a second. But we did see Flanders push up alone, Raptor very far back in tow. Now, had Flanders lost that engagement, now Raptor is in a bad position to not only try to get the revive, but also fend off Deadman. But regardless, it still worked
feel
out.
like, yeah, I
but
feel
it
like
was
even
risky.
in that situation, I feel like even if Flanders does lose the trade, that whoever it was left,
It was Deadman.
is it Deadman?
Yep.
Then Raptor comes in and wins the second round, if that makes sense.
Unless Deadman has a dead shot and gets a headshot right in that exchange.
Yeah,
Because even if they were to trade there, unless Raptor was running self revive, that would be an automatic win for Get Help. But either way, it worked out for Steath Killer. So who am I to argue? But here we are. We're going back to office. And I picked the wrong team. Starting on defense, Steath Killers on the second floor, running with a little sausage trinket. I see. Nice, Flanders.
So they're gonna reposition downstairs. Seems to evenly matched teams. Yeah, so far so good.
There you are. Firewall access point coordinates uploaded to your devices.
With a little bit of luck,
Firewall
we can
laptop
get Steath to win this one too. Bring it back to a 4-4.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Get Help wins this round and then their next defensive round, they've taken home the win and will go on to quarterfinals.
Yeah, they put them in a good spot.
Let me pick this real quick. 1 second, please.
Mm-hmm.
As Get Help take their time pushing up on this position. We'll take a little quick peek at what Steath is up to. They are holding the first floor.
Just chilling. Just waiting.
Relaxing. Answering phone calls, checking socials.
I think they went down.
Shooting some b-ball.
You heard?
Still a couple of guys who are up to no good.
Mm-hmm. No, I think they went down because I see this door open like they were just trying to book it down there.
Visual on the laptop. Standing by for hack.
Yeah, they're there.
Good use of motion sensor by Deadman.
Mm-hmm.
You going down?
Yeah, that's where they're at.
What do we have for time? I didn't see that. Didn't catch it on Rich tablet.
Well, we've got to be closing in around the 1 minute and a half mark, I would suspect. Because they have exhausted a lot of time here. Deadman is going to peek from near zigzag.
In there?
Very dangerous peek. He
Yep,
does
he's
see.
in my spot.
Gets tagged a little bit. Retreats.
Give me 1 second. Let me check this side.
And it sounds like the other one.
Steath Killers being very conservative with their utility. Bouncing Betty's off for the pillar. Trying to angle it, but he can't. Deadman gets dropped by Raptor.
Oh!
Fuck!
Steath Killers able to take it, hold the defense, tying it up 4-4.
Man, oh man, what a defensive hold there on Office. We are all tied up. And the only way either team could win right now at this point in very quick succession is getting a map win. But in that exchange,
Yeah.
let's see if I can get the stats here for you. It does look like, oh, I just missed that. Oh boy. YouTube is great in some cases. All right, so it does look like Flanders gets both eliminations, and he also gets a revive on Raptor. So both members stay alive. And it does look like Olive got one revive on Deadman, but it was all for naught as they weren't able to survive. If I go quiet a couple times, by the way, if I go quiet a couple of times, I am clearly getting sick. I have not stopped coughing since this stream started, man. And I got a feeling I'm going to start losing my voice. So if that happens, you guys get Titch. Just letting you know. All right. This could potentially be the last map.
I was just listening because it seemed like they were asking a question. They were trying to clarify something. So I think they're doing a shoot house, interestingly enough.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Yeah, shoot house.
That would not be my choice. It's 250-50, and at this point, you want to pick a map that you're confident you can win both rounds in. Of course, I don't know if anyone's 100% confident they can get both the attack and defensive win on. Maybe they are. It all depends on what your strong suit is.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely yeah. Is shoot house as defendable with only 2 people?
That is a good question. That is a good question. That is a very fair question because, with a full squad, yeah, it's very much a defense-heavy map. But with 2, does that change things up? Because now you have multiple entry points that you can't necessarily cover. It kind of forces a split on defense if you're going to cover all entry points, that is.
Yeah, because normally in a 4, you have 2v2, right? You have 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm. You stack up and double fire.
Depending on which side it is that you get, right? It leaves you definitely enough places for cover, places you can rotate to, and be able to support the rest of your teammates. But in this situation, I don't know you get any of that.
Firewall access point locations compromised.
Well, we'll see how it plays out as it looks like Get Help have the blue half of the field. They're going to use some door blockers and other utility to force and pigeonhole the Steath killers.
I'm worried about the C4 that you mentioned. I don't see any over here. They have a blocker yet. Okay, there's one right in front of me, right here on the other side of the hallway. There's a box about 5 feet behind him. If you bank it off that box, you can get him.
We're now using audio cues, checking their tablets.
Right in front of me, Raptor.
Yeah, it looks like he's running scout.
Across us on the other side of the hallway, though.
Interesting choice for Raptor to go up on the catwalk.
He's right tucked against the wall.
I only say
right?
interesting because there are only 2, and they're definitely going to be tucked. Unless you can confidently know where they're going to be sitting.
Nice.
Raptor does, but just as I say that, he gets an elimination on Deadman.
Up to his name.
Right there.
Incredibly placed grenade.
Yeah, he got the
Right next
he
to
got
me
the
here.
read from Flanders
He
there.
just put another C4 on the door in front of me.
He's going around with scout.
I heard it.
Now,
Yeah,
what do
he's
they
running
do?
around
Do they
with scout
stack up
giving-
now? Do Steath killers stack up and try to do this 2v1?
Oh,
Or,
no,
no, Raptor's going to stay up there. He
He's gonna
does
push
get
it.
dropped. He
Oh.
does have a bit of cover from the
Where is he?
steps.
I don't see him.
But with eyes on Flanders, Olive has the upper hand.
I hit him.
Oh,
Hey, let's push him.
Is that a late self-revive?
No, he avoided it.
yeah.
Wow, that was smart. Delay the self-revive.
He's
They're going in
fucking
for the
hurt.
shots.
He's
Can
right
Flanders
here,
make
he's
it?
hurt.
No, he
Fuck
can't.
yeah.
Olive trying to fight them
Oh.
both off, but he gets dropped by the Raptor. And with that revive, this is going to be another win for Steath Killers, who now take the lead. I think the first
One at a
time
time.
tonight.
Activate that laptop.
Yeah, able to take over, and then this is gonna put them on match point on the defensive as well.
Successful, and I have the data.
So we're gonna see,
Oof.
man. Are they gonna be able to
Oof.
hold the defensive, or are they gonna get overrun?
Dude, this is big for the Steath Killers because they have been behind the entire match.
Yeah, that was a good. It was a good comeback, man. It was good for them to come back like this. Get help now on the back foot.
I'm just gonna update this here because now I got to put in Steath, which I have not yet done for the leading team. Congrats to them so far. We'll see if they can maintain this lead. All they have to do is get one more win here on Shoot House, and they will walk into quarterfinals. Boy, this is where your setup would be so handy because everything's just so perfectly placed. I got to figure that stuff out. Having to do it all manually is just so annoying.
Yeah. You're just gonna have to deal with it for now.
Yeah. Well. Nothing, man. I'll tell you after.
All right.
That's
Fair
too
enough.
funny. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to be moving back into Shoot House. And can Steath Killers take this one? We will see. Get help. Like you said, they're on their back foot. They have to get this win. They did lose the defensive position here. That puts them in a very bad spot. Steath Killers with an upper hand, playing defensively on potentially the last round.
It'll work.
But they are going to have to be careful, knowing that their opponent is now also running either scout or has a well-placed motion sensor. They are going to have to play this close to the chest.
Trials have acquired the firewall access point coordinates and are moving towards their locations. No time to waste.
I think he just found mine.
They destroyed the firewall. Laptop location coordinates are live. Hostiles incoming. Protect that laptop.
They're both running, I think,
Raha.
well, no, or what's it called?
Red.
Heavy duty.
Oh.
They were running heavy duty last round, both of them. Last few rounds.
The blind grenade throws. Appraise.
Motion sensor placed, not finding any red outlines. I would say a bit of a preemptive placement by Get Help. I know that they are very cautious about that corner, but grenades out. Like you said, just blindly throwing them. Hoping they hit something, but they're not really finding anything. Now they're without utility, without any kind of explosives. They
Yeah,
got to
they both have
rely
C4 then.
completely on their gunfire and support of each other as they try to pick these corners.
Concussion right here, please.
He's on my right.
Concussion right there.
Oh, I see it.
The clock ticking. They're gonna have to make a move here
Is he
soon.
shooting you?
No, I'm trying to shoot a concussion. You want me to go with you on the right side?
No, no, no. Take that concussion. I have an idea.
Yeah.
Want me to do it?
Covering your left.
Dead man peeking. Lasers going out.
Fucking.
See the concussion? Gonna try to trip it. As he's trying to do that, Dead man does get tagged a little bit. He evades well enough that he survives.
He's on. The other one's on the left.
Wow, it was so close.
Come on, just slow along.
I'm gonna throw a frag. I got one more frag.
And the
he's on the
Raptor
right.
kind of exposing his position here, but now they have a better idea of where Get Help is.
This bum brush this fucking.
No, one in the left side.
This has caused Get Help to slow up their pace. They do want to try to get that concussive mine. Oh no, Raptor downing all of that's it. You got 1v2 situation, Dead man left alone. And not able to get away from that concussive mine.
1 second, 1 second. I just saw him.
This could be it.
1 minute remaining.
Yeah, he's on the right side. He's on that. He's
Clock is
aiming on that
ticking.
hole place.
He's gonna get caught in a crossfire.
Tell you when
If he
you
tries to
do that
push, the door game begins. And that's it.
Oh, come on.
Dead man gets dropped in Steath Keelers. In a bit of a reverse sweep. Come back and win. They move on to quarterfinals, 6-4.
Wow.
My
Wow.
God. Wow, well done.
What a comeback.
You know, this entire time I thought Get Help, they were taking it home, man. But the way, see, Shoot House, this goes to tell you, every team, every player has a map that they are more confident with. And Steath Keelers, I don't know if this was their pick or not, but this 100% worked in their favor when probably people like myself would question if that was a good choice. But man, it's what gave them the leg up, and they walk into quarterfinals. Man.
Wow.
Jeez Louise, man. Well, Steath Keelers are going to be moving on. Let's take a little peek. Why does it do that, man? I don't have it preset that way. It's not that transition. God. Anyway, we look at the standings. Get Help versus the Steath Keelers. Steath Keelers are going to be moving on, going up against either the Ace Blockers or Germans in leather pants. And those two teams are going up against each other, facing off on Sunday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, I had to look that up because I couldn't find it.
Yes, 10 p.m.
So we will definitely be covering that one. So if you guys want to tune in to see who they're going to be going up against in the quarterfinals, be sure to tune in. But also just keep in mind that we are not done tonight. We have another match that's taking place at 11:30. It's a little late, but we're going to be covering it. It's going to be between Host Killers and the Alternates. These two teams, whoever wins this is going to go up against the Lobby Killers or the UMAD Army. UMAD 2.0 has already been taken out by TNA, so UMAD Army is their last saving grace to move into the quarterfinals and bring their team name to the finals. We'll see if that works in their favor. But the Alternates and Host Killers tonight at 11:30.
And I can tell you the alternates are Optimus, PDX, and Sticky Blicky. And Host Killers.
Yes, sir.
E-Curb, 897, and Easy Saturday.
Should be interesting.
That's who we're going to have.
Crazy enough, I haven't heard of the Alternates before. Or was it Host Killers? No, the Host Killers. The last team that you just said the
E-Curb
roster
and Easy
of.
Saturday.
Yeah, I have not actually heard of those two. And I did read that roster before. It's like, those names I'm not familiar with. So we'll see. We'll see how well they do. They're going to be testing their metal up against a couple of seasoned players already. Nigel with the Bree says he'll be tuning in. Very nice. But if you do miss it, it's okay because this is going to stay up and it's also going to go over onto our YouTube channel.